Today, we are learning how to play Akropolis, a fantastic tile-laying game where you get to build your very own city in ancient Greece. In this quick explainer, we'll cover everything you need to know to get your first game to the table. All right, let's dive right in. So, Akropolis is a game for 2 to 4 players, and it moves pretty quick. You're looking at about 25 minutes a game. It's all about placing your tiles smartly, and this is the really cool part, building your city upwards. So, what are we all trying to do here? Well, the goal in Akropolis is really straightforward. You want to build the most prestigious, the most impressive city in all of ancient Greece. And how do you measure prestige? You guessed it, victory points. You're going to earn these by placing different city districts just right, all while managing your supply of stone. At the end of the day, the architect with the most points wins. Okay, before we can start building, we've got to get everything set up. Let's walk through how to prepare the table for construction. First up, you need to grab the right number of city tiles for your game. Just check the player count number on the back of the tiles. Next, give them a good shuffle and make 11 little face-down stacks of equal height. Then, you'll form the construction site by laying out a row of tiles. The number you lay out is just your player count plus 2. Everyone gets a starting tile, and the person who most recently climbed a hill gets to be the chief architect. Finally, hand out the stones. The first player gets 1, the second gets 2, and so on down the line. And when you're done, your setup should look something like this. You've got your stacks of tiles ready to go, the construction site is laid out, and every player has their starting tile and stones. We are ready to build. All right, with the setup out of the way, let's get into the good stuff. How to actually play a turn. This is where you'll start making your mark as a master architect. Every single turn is made up of 2 simple actions, and you'll always do them in this order. First, you take a tile, and second, you add that tile to your city. That's it. Take one, place one. Let's break down that first action, taking a tile. You're going to pick one from that line of tiles in the construction site. Now, the very first tile in the line, it's always free. But if you want one further down the line, you're going to have to pay 1 stone for every tile you skip over. So for example, just like you see here, if you've got your eye on that 4th tile in the line, you'll need to skip the first 3. That'll cost you 3 stones, which you pay right back to the supply. This makes choosing your tile a really interesting decision every single turn. So, once you have your tile, it's time for action 2, placing it in your city. And you have 2 main options here. You can either place it on the ground level, or you can build up by placing it on top of other tiles. Let's look at those placement rules. If you're building on level 1, the new tile just has to touch at least one edge of a tile that's already in your city. Simple. But to build higher, and this is where the big points are, the new tile has to rest perfectly on 3 hexes below it. And the crucial part is, those 3 hexes must come from at least 2 different tiles. This is how you really make your city soar. The tiles themselves have 3 different kinds of hexes. You've got quarries, which give you stone when you cover them up. You've got plazas, which act as multipliers for your points. And then you have the 5 colored districts. These are your main engine for scoring victory points. Let's quickly go through those districts, starting with the blue houses. To score points, all your houses have to be part of your single largest group. If you have any smaller, separate groups of houses, they won't score at all. So you really want to commit to building one big neighborhood. Next up are the yellow markets. These are tricky. A market will only score points if it is not touching another yellow market. You've got to give them their space, which makes them very valuable, but you have to plan ahead to place them effectively. The red barracks act as your city's defense. For them to score, they have to be on the outer edge of your city, looking outwards. If you end up surrounding a barracks with other tiles later, it stops scoring, so think carefully about how your city is going to grow. Then we have the green gardens. These are your best friends. They have no special placement rules at all. You put down a garden, it scores points. They are your reliable, super flexible source of points. And finally, we have the purple temples. To score, a temple needs to be completely, totally surrounded by other hexes. This makes them a perfect late-game play when you can find that perfect little spot to tuck them into and score big. So, the game keeps going until there aren't enough tiles left to refill the construction site. And when that happens, it's time to tally up the points and see whose city has the most prestige. And here we are at the most important part of the game. How do you actually calculate the points for all those districts you've been placing so carefully? It's a pretty simple 3-step formula that you'll do for each color. First, add up the value of all your districts that meet their scoring rule. And remember, a district's value is whatever level it's on, so a level 3 district is worth 3. Second, count up all the stars on your plazas of that same color. And third, you just multiply those two numbers together. That's your score for that district type. You'll do that quick calculation for all 5 of the district colors to get your subtotals, then add 1 point for every single stone you have left over. Add it all up, and the player with the highest total score wins the game. And if there's a tie, the player with more stones takes the victory. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one absolutely crucial tip that new players sometimes forget. And here it is. You have to manage your stone supply. It is so important. Because if you run out of stones, you lose all of your choices. You are forced to take the very first tile in the line, whether it's good for you or not. This one little rule can absolutely make or break your game. And that's everything. You now know all the rules you need to play Akropolis. Go enjoy building your own magnificent city.